How's it going, guys? Jacob here. Today I'll be reviewing another horror comedy for you guys, and this film is called Hell Baby. It was just released last year in 2013, and from what I'm reading on the poster, it was from the creators of Reno 911. You know, that one spoof show, like they're spoofing off cops. It's a comedy show that was premiering on Comedy Central years back, but it's from the creators of that show, so it's definitely gonna have like that kind of humor in it. The movie has the most generic plotline in horror film history, and it follows a couple who move into this haunted house in New Orleans, and they find out that they have a demonic baby. That's the movie. The wife's pregnant, and she finds out that her baby is a demon. And they're in a haunted house. Yeah. Like I said before, the movie is a horror comedy, so it's definitely, I would actually much rather call this a comedy than a horror film, if you ask me. Like, it's definitely more of a comedy than a horror film. It's a lot like the Scary Movie spoofs a little bit, but like, you know, it's not necessarily spoofing off of horror movies. It's just a really stupid horror movie, and I think they know it's stupid. What I'm trying to get at is the Scary Movies are more comedies than horror. They're comedies that are making fun of horror movies. That's kind of what this film is too. It's a comedy that is somewhat making fun of horror films. But yeah, the movie stars Keegan-Michael Key, who you probably know from Mad TV and Key and Peele. He was very funny. I think he was like probably the funniest character in this movie. I take that back. The funniest character in this film is the cable guy. Definitely, the cable guy was one of the funniest. It is the funniest moment in this movie. Like, I laughed out loud at that part. He makes up the movie for me. But yeah, this film is very, very stupid and kind of not in a good way. Like, I know they're trying to be funny, but some of the jokes drag on way too long. There's literally this scene that is like, it lasts 15 minutes, and it has nothing to do with the movie whatsoever. It's like these priests talking to this other guy, and they're just talking about random stuff, and like, you're like, is that supposed to be funny? And yeah, the jokes in here, they just drag on way too long. They're usually not very funny. Like I said, the cable guy really is the only funny part of the film. And plus, there's not that much horror action in this film. Like, you really don't get that much action until maybe the last 20 minutes of the movie is when stuff actually starts to happen. Yeah, it's one of those slow burn kind of movies. But yeah, like I said, it's definitely more of a comedy than a horror, if you ask me. And some of the jokes, again, they're a little too long. They're not always funny, and there is a lot of blood and gore actually, but again, it's not really until like the last 20 minutes of the film. Other than that, there really is nothing else to say about Hell Baby. I personally thought it was alright. It wasn't the funniest movie in the world, but you do get a couple of laughs out of it. I will probably give this film 3 blood splatters out of 5. It's definitely not great, but I mean, it was alright. I would suggest it to you guys if you're into that kind of like Reno 911 stuff, but I mean, it was an alright film. I got a couple of laughs out of it. Again, the cable guy is hilarious, and yeah, that's about it. Alright guys, that is it for this review. I'm Chica Palacio. Please leave a comment down below on what movie I should review next, and I will see you guys later.